What made you start looking for your birth family?
When I was 25 and was having my first child, I remember being in the gynecologist's office and asking me questions about my birth, and I had no way of answering them. And it really hit me. I'll never be able to tell my children anything about their health history, their ancestry, their nationality, because I didn't know. And that's when I really started to want to find my mom. I had a hard time finding out who my birth mother was. So I honestly don't find out what her name is until, the late 90s. And, I did a little looking, but I kept coming up with dead ends. Like I tried to find the attorney that helped with her divorce and things like that. And he had passed away and they didn't archive things, so and I just kept getting dead ends and I got very discouraged. And I went on to have more children, and everybody that was in my adopted family started to pass away, and I said, now must be the time for me to get all the answers that I want. And my husband bought me a 23andMe kit, and it sat for probably 2-3 years. I would look at it and I go, nah. I don't know if I was afraid. I don't really know what it was, but I just couldn't do it. And all of a sudden, one of the women at work said, you need to bring that in here and we're gonna do it. And I did, and we started to uncover. I had enough pieces to the puzzle, like names. I knew Bonnie's name, and I had a few pieces to the puzzle that we were able to, when 23andMe results came in, we were actually able to find out that, her name. What I wasn't expecting was that now I learned that I had a whole new birth father, that the man that I believed was my birth father and the man that adopted me, they were not really my family. Now I had a whole new birth father. And so that led me down a crazy path that I never anticipated. And I found 11 brothers and sisters from him, and there's probably more that I don't know about. But unfortunately, I still haven't found my birth mother or a sister that I have. She had another child. And they've both been missing since 1969. And my sister Tammy would have been roughly 5 years old at the time. And Bonnie was 30 at the time. And they've not been seen or heard from since.
How do you cope with not knowing the answers and feeling like you may never know?
I was good for a long time thinking that I would always find the answers. Like it was going to be difficult, but Ancestry and 23andMe were opening doors and people were finding, and I found her brother, and I'm like, all right, this is going to work. It wasn't until I really realized that he didn't know what happened to her. Nobody's heard from her. And I did my DNA with the police, and it's now in the National Data Bank. She actually is a case with NamUs. And they basically are the ones that have recently told me we may never find her because we don't know if her body's been found. Or Tammy, and I think now it's starting to hit me, so I don't know if I've started to cope with that yet. I don't know that I've had enough time.